Alright, I'm going.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I need to turn it down some, but I'll wait until this is over.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427
Today's 427
was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month.
I just love seeing all this, like,
year. And although others might have
Half-Life
considered
model.
it soul-making, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he
You
realized
wish you were
that
Stanley?
not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete
He's happy?
isolation.
I don't know if he's happy.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Whoa, it's like...
All of his co-workers were gone.
The way it
What did
moves is
mean?
different.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't feel like source movement.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Sorry, let me turn it down just a slight bit. Let's try 85. Right about there. So I've played this like 100%, besides a couple of achievements. So I'm gonna know if something's off. I think. I think I'll know if something's off. I hate Mondays. So far it's the same.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do we go on the left or right? Left or right? Left or right? It's time to gaslight dog. You're not gonna gaslight me. You're not gonna successfully do that. I mean, you could try. It might work. That door is the same.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Smile.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Target. Moved my desk. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Yes, you.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
He's taken a while.
To still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At
Thank
least
you,
if there was
Decaf.
something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing
Sweet
FA.
FA. I love the broom closet. It's the best part.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving the broom closet. This is my new home.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention
I'm not leaving. No, not yet.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Is it concerning? Do you guys find it concerning? Is it concerning
Stanley
to you?
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That's why it always make me laugh.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
I'm dead?
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All
Hi,
right.
Tanuki.
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm a new player.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Peaceful. Hey, what's in here?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. Why is it all red?
Okay, let's go.
No, not yet. I'm not going anywhere. I want to go up to the office. I want to see what it looks like. It better look really fancy. Time. Extreme bathroom. Ooh. I thought that was gonna open. Wasn't there a picture of him? Oh, there it
Stepping
is.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
I
to
have the
discover
most
not an
expensive
indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
I was close.
But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
I was pretty
Stanley
close.
happened to input the correct
Wait.
code by sheer
I'm sorry.
luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh. Fancy. Anything new? No. Ominous looking elevator now.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Why is
It was
that?
a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Can I go back up?
Whoops, nope. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I didn't think it was gonna do anything. What's up here? What could possibly be up here? It's gotta be different.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative.
Wait.
Wow.
There's something up there.
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
How does he keep doing it? He's a genius. Oh, he skipped the elevator ride.
Did you think we were going to go forward down this spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Who knows what could be up there? Who knows what could be up in this room? You may never know. What could be in here? No way.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
More time? Please hold.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have
Hi,
made space
Shrexy.
in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
How you doing? Feeling a little lazy today? I see.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of
The
reference
elevator
to
got
even
really
anticipate
slow.
it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
I'm feeling like going back up. I think I'm gonna go back up. You get to relax today? That's nice. A lazy day.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, The agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story?
Yeah, where is it? Where is it?
Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there.
We're almost there.
I want
We're almost there.
That surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it.
Not
which
there.
is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition.
Oh my god, it's so far up there.
You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you.
What?
So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning.
I gotta give an announcement to you
all,
all.
Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good. Wait.
Oh, no.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being. How we did at the pyramids. The guy who went to Mars? An evening worth the world peace, baby.
Ah, yes. Here it is, just through this door.
The storyteller. Stanley reveals all in his new book. Tonight, live on stage. I await this epic speech. A Q&A with the world's first sentient machine. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great.
All right. Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your co-workers.
Go get them.
Up again, down again, the Stanley story. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. I love the way you ride the elevator. I am an elevator pro, as it turns out. Oh my god! Hello? Oh, that was an ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That was an actual ending.
The meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
I love it.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
Nah.
Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible.
Wait, this is new?
You can maintain.
What do you got for me?
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly.
This is new.
What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along,
I love
you
this.
too will become quite unbearable. Yeah. You too will become quite unbearable.
Is he gonna keep going? Is this a loop? No, there's nothing behind me. I'm trying to find out if he'll do another line or if this is just a loop. I'm gonna give it one more run through. Wait here forever. One more. Can we play that one mini game to get the? Yeah, we'll do that one next. I know where that one is. I need to see if they kept the one thing in there. I don't want to ruin the surprise for anyone who hasn't seen it. But I need to find out if they kept the one thing. I think a certain company may not have liked it anymore. Are you done? Hello? Hello? I'm giving you 10 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna go right this time. I'm going straight for that one,
When
Sarah.
Stanley came
You
to
know
a set
what
of
I'm
two
going
open
for.
doors, He entered the door on his
Wow, you missed it by like 2
This
seconds.
was not the correct way to the meeting
Yeah,
room,
I'm sure
and
you know.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I love the employee lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
Whoa.
beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business,
Yeah, I played it yesterday.
Stanley took the
Yeah, I'm
first
sure.
open door on his left.
Nice CS office painting. Nah, not yet. Ooh.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ooh, this place looks more fancy. Don't fall.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
You almost missed, yeah.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
This stupid
Was it
big
worth
box
ruining
room.
the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Yes.
Skill trees?
Yes.
Work with me.
XP
You've given
system.
me absolutely
Battle
nothing
Royale.
so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
You both made the same
There we go.
joke.
A third option.
Ooh.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stan. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be
Oh, you're
perfectly
still in the
candid,
box room.
I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The worldwide leaderboard. This is you. You are objectively ranked 9,328 out of 328 players worldwide. Why not ask some friends for help? Error friends list empty. This is your superior. A dead rat is objectively ranked 9,327. Dang, the rat beat me.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would
No,
you?
we'll take a look.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
No, we'll take a good little look at it.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back
Thank you
to
for the hat
right,
back.
and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands
Not the
of
baby.
family life. I think the artwork
Not the
will
baby.
really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4 hours?
So why don't you
Only
give it
4 hours.
hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Alright, everyone. Get some notes.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
know
real
what to do.
ending
I'm
you can
completely
get.
out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
No, come back.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
This isn't what it is!
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your...
I knew they were gonna change it,
Perhaps
but
for
I didn't
some
know
sort
what
of
they were gonna
twisted,
change it to.
erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a
Chlor talk.
fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far,
Face
I love
pump.
everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
It was Minecraft before. You went into a Minecraft level before. Wow, this is a big level. It like...
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What? What's the issue? I've never played this game, but I like know enough about
It
it.
is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Oh!
You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Okay.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Hello?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's
sports ball.
Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
I'm having fun. What's speeding me
Are you
up?
doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple
He's got a point.
makes for an
He's
even
got a
more
point.
euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Okay.
Yes, Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Wait, more? I got this, don't worry. There's too many.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time.
No!
Because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little time comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of...
I don't need a structure.
Since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Can you go in here? Ooh.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there.
I can't
help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh. Early stream? Yeah, this just came out. I've gotten one ending, including... They kept it! Bye-bye. They kept it! This is the original. This is the original Stanley Parable when it's just a little Half-Life mod. This is what it looked like. Entering the back rooms, yeah. Uh-oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no day. Once this ends...
I'll give it to you in a second.
Then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Here it comes. Dang it. That was so good. I didn't expect 2 new games. I thought I was just gonna do 1 and then Portal again. Ow! I didn't expect 2 of them.
All of
that was so good.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Emergency.
Not yet.
Death imminent.
Hey, I think I'm gonna go through this door. I think I'm gonna go through this door right here.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Let's find out. New content! What could be in the new content room?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Hello?
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Uh-huh.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I'm playing that right
Reimagining
now.
of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
It's crazy.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful.
What's the new content?
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special.
No, it's gonna
but
be
I'm
another
sure
elevator.
It's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken?
Hello?
What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long
To the new
last,
content.
it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
New content. I'm ready.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The content.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
You could jump? Wow. New content.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's
I love
just
this.
elevators
I love
and
this.
jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
There's more.
Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What do we got?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated. And I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
You can't say
I
that.
built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Wait, don't reset. Oh. My new content. Oh. Hey, what'd you do?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Not the vent. Not the vent. Not the vent. Not the vent. Not the vent.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe
Yeah.
content turned out
Yeah.
to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable
Don't
was
forget.
before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, Zone, Sweet Zone. The original remake. Why is this just a Firefox image? What? It's just $1. Smile. Because it happened. It's impossible to get this achievement. Don't play for 5 years. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Creator surprisingly down to earth. And Stanley's dead up there.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game
Every
ever
single
created.
game.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I can't believe he said that. I can't believe he said that. How'd they get away with that one? There it is, the Minecraft room. See, I wasn't joking. It's right there. And then there's the portal one right after it. That's what the original one had. What the? Specifically 3. I know. It was specifically 3. The doors? There's so many cool little props all around. I love it. Literally anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10.
9
Don't
out
you
of
get
10.
it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone.
Wait,
to
like 20
spend the rest
seconds?
of time
You got
collecting
20
dust
seconds
in the
exactly.
hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeatable carpet textures. Gray, red, missing coworker scenario, meeting, boring grass trial version. I like work. I just hate my boss. Source SDK now. Move object straight levels graphics. Upgrade. Cute. wearing snake oil salesman what? What is this?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
No, Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game
No!
distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's being
No, don't
posted
go
down
here. Don't go
Surely
here.
these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Don't go here. Don't go here. It's gonna go bad.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I love this path so far. The new content path is really good. Not recommended. Not recommended.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Steam review area.
Like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Uh-oh.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Uh-oh.
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today. It's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people.
I don't want
And
to
if the
skip
people
them
want
now.
silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices are what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen.
12
there.
hours!
I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Where'd it
I've looked at
go?
From every angle.
Where'd it go?
Every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
It's been a while.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track.
No, it's been longer than a
Have you ever
year.
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Narrator?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain.
Hello?
The end is never the end, 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 is never...
It's scary. It's starting to, like, rain in here now. Oh. Uh-oh. Getting a little crazy in here now. There's trees out there now. What? What happened? Where are we? Uh-oh. What the? Oh no. Button? Uh-oh. I think we messed up a little. Why does this look so good? I see like sand like blowing in the distance. Noise isn't supposed to do that. Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Dang, that was the end of it. When you get sent back to the beginning, that means it's... Well, you know, they got me.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I do love new content. They got me this time. They got me. Some brand new content. The last ending was canon? Yeah, we'll see about that. This is the canon one. New content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable
2?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
For
Entirely new
2-7.
experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities.
Cool.
It could go in so many different directions. This is
Hate
what
the
fans
sequel.
have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe?
Not
What does it
TGA
even
files.
mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there.
New mug.
It's future-oriented.
Kinda
It screams
like-
progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. 2 doors. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. Logo ideas. I love how they're all just like program windows. None of them are actually good. Yeah, the separated red part is the best
Now,
part.
to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
What
I
the-
figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
The prequel, the sequel, the prequel, the sequel. This way to the show floor. New features! Let's see what's new. New content. I'm ready. Whoa.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Merch? I saw the new content. This t-shirt is the best new feature. Exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that is playing this game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Dog?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim
I
right
am
now?
Jim.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory.
Sorry.
If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button.
Sorry.
Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again. And this time, let me finish first.
Okay.
Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving
I am
to work
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
I am Jim. They got me. I got docs.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
What? Settings World Champion? Let me in! Oh.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I spent all my jumps? Oh. Stanley Parable 2. The reassurance bucket.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I like Happy 12th birthday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is. Well, actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
How dare you? I love this new content. Every pause button is a Roman numeral too. They are correct.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
It's being lowered
You see,
in.
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while
Let me hold the
is in your
bucket.
arms.
Let me hold the bucket.
It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweet.
I am feeling reassured.
Can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the
I
slightest
am feeling
bit more
so
attractive as a
reassured right now.
person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I get to keep it? I get to keep the bucket. I'm so reassured.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
A whole new office. Red is the new orange. The new updated ray traced more of the same but in a good way sequel. The head up with the ray trace in there. Collectibles. Collectibles. I love collectibles.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Nice menu.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I love this. I love this. This is good. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me my achievement. I'm gonna go for about 20 more beeps. Alright. I got lied to. Bucket reassured me. Everything's gonna be okay.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The infinite hole. It won't end. I'll go back and try again. You have a good point. Were you counting, Arya? I wasn't. 2 more. No. It's just broken. Bucket, how are we doing? I think I'm doing good. What is the 31st? That sucks for me then. concrete. The holy money, how deep can we dig?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Goodbye, everyone.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
I'm the problem? No way.
Look,
I'm not the problem.
Things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole.
I'm angry. I'm angry.
I'll just be up here when you're ready.
No, I'm angry. I'm not teleporting up now. I've been offended. I'm upset. Who broke the mug? Like bent. Mostly infinite. One more time. The mostly infinite hole.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
It was shorter.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Where did these cigarettes come from?
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it
He's with it now. He's with it.
There it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me.
Uh-oh.
Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have.
No, don't leave me here.
It's a win for everyone.
Bucket!
You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
Bucket!
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole.
No!
Rest of eternity.
Bucket? Hello? Help? Help, dog? Help, dog? What?
Using up the space of mine.
What? Who's this guy?
Stanley? 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 Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back.
Okay, sailor. Everything that's new in this game is like 10 out of 10 content, for the record. They know what they're doing now. No! Wait, where am I going? It's not sending me back to the lobby. This is way too long of a load screen.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Wait a second, I only got a bucket. How's this gonna work? I have to say, that's probably like the best new thing in the whole game so far. That whole like being able to switch around everything. Wait, did it say button that says gym? I haven't noticed that it's been changing the signs around. You heard gym in the game. Let me go press it again. I love this. I love all this new stuff so much. It's so good.
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says. But no. Instead, oh, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the gym button away.
No!
Gym, 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 gym.
Bucket, I need your help again. I just wanted my funny gym button. Man, I'm out of here. This place sucks now. Gym. I'm leaving. No gym button, I'm out.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Achievement lever, you have a point. Hit the achievement lever, then I'm out of here. I hope I keep this bucket for literally the rest of the game. Dear God. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I'm leaving. This game is amazing though. All this new stuff is like so good. This whole new content thing that they've been doing is like the perfect kind of thing that I wanted. There's more? No. Alright, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. No gym button, I'm out. That's a big poster. Press no screenshot.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul.
In his soul,
it's
he's
going
got
to
it.
work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you...
It's here!
The Stanley Parable
It's here!
2.
Oh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
There's some
And I do
collectibles
very much
around.
enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
I gotta play it.
Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
This really is the Stanley Parable 2 now. I kind of love this. I think this might be better than the first game already for me. The gags in it are just so much, like, more produced than the first one. Like they just put so much more effort into it, it feels like.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is this gonna be any different?
Stanley worked for a company in Gordon where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk
They put the balloons there.
and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee
Please press J on
427
your
did
keyboard.
every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Mewy wants this job.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something
Stanley
that would
Parable
forever
2.
change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him
Get well
instructions,
someday.
call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company
Get
had
well
this
someday,
happened.
everyone.
This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Get well someday.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket.
I am reassured right now. Do you get it? Comedy.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm kind of into the cannon bucket run right now.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy, it's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Refuse, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
No.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and
I hate the broom closet now. I can't believe it.
Point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Broom closet. How could you betray me like this? I'm leaving.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
This is confirmed a bucket now. It really is a bucket.
Sticker. You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize they were doing that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm really into the cannon bucket run. I think I'm gonna do it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The bucket knew?
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I got 2 of them now. On the way there to my no reward. I love this game. It's doing exactly what I wanted, which is
the elevator raced
just
down,
completely just mess with the main game.
An unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
The bucket's helping me out.
Comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
The bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Come on, bucket. We got this.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I just love how it's the same dialogue, but now they have to introduce the bucket in every single line.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
I would never
Everyone
drop
in
the
the
bucket.
office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently,
It'll be okay.
reassuring it that everything
It'll be
would
okay.
fine.
Do not worry. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I wanna wait. There's an Easter egg if this opens up. I think it opens up after like 20 seconds. Something like that. I don't know if it'll do it in the bucket run though. There we go. This might be really loud. I'm sorry in advance if it's the same thing. Hi. Secrets all the way.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter.
I can't hear him.
Friend in the entire
There we
world.
go.
At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
The mind control
But here was the
facility.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Stanley X
decided
Bucket.
that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for
We
good.
got this bucket.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
We high five. The cannon run.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated
Does Ultra
their
Deluxe
greatest
add
and
a lot?
toughest enemy.
Yeah,
Freed themselves
I've
from
been
the
in like
tyrannical
2
grip of
hours
the
and
evil
only one
mind
thing
control
was
machine.
old.
Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly,
I still got the
two of them
bucket.
began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life
What
they
kind of-
envisioned, but it was
What?
one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening?
No.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. or go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
This is true. I still got it.
Eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh, my bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, the balloons are all over the place. Bucket, let's do a little bit of evil.
Into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Was the face punch Easter egg still a thing? I have no idea
Stanley
how to even
clutched
get
the
that.
bucket tightly
I know where it
against
is,
his
kinda,
and
but
entered the door on his left.
I want to try the evil run with the bucket. Bottom tech. Thanks for following. That didn't do anything.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee
Yeah,
we'd be
didn't
in
do
here
anything.
for hours. But alas, no stickers.
No stickers.
Coming
Okay.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Yeah,
office.
it wouldn't really make sense anymore because it got deleted off the internet.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
No,
once
they didn't
again
do anything.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
The broom
Was
closet
the
ending.
bucket
It got
all
some
along?
new lore to
Was
it.
the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Come on, bucket. Let us go.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
I want to see what
Facility.
happened. I want to hear the ending speech.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
You can fall here?
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this
No, let me
enormous
out of
pit,
here.
and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that
What
it
a comfy
really
little
started to
room.
feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the
My
state
regrets?
of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
The cleaning?
It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley
No.
wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again. staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible.
We're not in agreement now.
Was unconsolable.
We're not in agreement.
This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
I'm back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Bucket, we got a job to do.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away.
Don't fall down into the pit this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I can't believe they put a little ending in the pit there. There will be a reward for finding them all. What if you fall into the pit without the bucket? See, that's the thing I have to consider. Is that there's like new endings now with and without
Stanley,
the bucket.
we must move on from this broom closet.
Okay, it's the
simply
same dialogue.
because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, coming to a staircase.
Are they still
Stanley
adding
and the bucket
endings?
walked upstairs to the
This is a
boss's
new
office.
game altogether. So there's like
Stepping into
a whole,
his manager's
like-
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But
there's
Stanley
like a
was
whole
the
new
director
flowchart of
Russian
endings that
Mark.
open up just
Was
by
it the
adding this
bucket knew
stupid
all
little
along?
bucket.
Was the bucket?
And by
guiding
stupid I
them?
mean beautiful.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical.
It just like opened up
explanation.
like 80 new endings, I feel like. Because now I have to consider new endings, old endings with the bucket, and new endings with the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright. Don't fall in.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
The bucket is pretty smart.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
I'm sorry,
as
bucket.
Stanley cradled it gently,
It'll be okay.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It'll be all okay.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed.
No, there's
into the
not a
bucket.
throw
He
bucket.
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
My only
At
friend.
this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
It's true. No one except this bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. But at the last second, the bucket jumped on and pressed
The bucket?
button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like
It
this?
betrayed me?
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
It's Sarah.
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all
Hey, Lego.
over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along?
Is
Stanley
that
marveled
a
at the
bird?
metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place,
Friends.
flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken,
Bird.
this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
I'm happy. No.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
What do I do now? There's so many choices. I'm gonna do a non-bucket. No bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes,
The meeting room.
This room.
The
What
lounge.
a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
Thank
door
you.
on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Wait, how do I get
The fact
that?
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Wait, how do you get
There's
that?
someone you've been neglecting.
There's a chair there.
Someone you've forgotten about.
There's a chair.
Yes. Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
He's been waiting.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
I'm a real dog. I'm a real
I
dog.
can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Okay.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Some safe decision making.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, In this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
Okay, hi
He could
Rupert.
invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to
This
make
is a
life
new
better
video.
for all
This is a
people.
new video.
Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
It's true.
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent.
I did it.
Making
I
choices
had
on a
enough
regular
time.
basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
It's true.
And the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Alright.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Danger.
But not
Danger
to worry.
everywhere.
Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Now that we know your choices
They took
are
away the
meaningful,
collectible.
We can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly
Wait, the vent is
halfway
still
through
there,
the
though.
story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
That means you can still jump off and die.
It seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Wait, this means you can still jump off and die here, though. If you can go on this chair. I think they stop you. Dang, they're geniuses. It's true, they both are blue names. Wow, the lounge.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay, from the top.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
We'll be fine, we'll be fine. I'm just not smart enough, I'm sorry. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that?
The bucket
What
would
did
have,
you think
yeah.
was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have
Don't
to
shut it
the
down.
game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh. Scary.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
Have you ever heard of
It was
that?
the only thing
No.
in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I'm not a child. I am not a child.
My story.
A 2D hack and slash
If
game?
you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There
I'll
was
have
a
to look into
whole
that.
underground facility. You would
Remind
have
me about it
destroyed
off
and
stream,
been
'cause I won't remember
victorious.
it.
It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make
Oh,
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
Stanley
responsibly
doesn't eat
and
his
always
cheese
putting the
string
story
properly?
first.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
alright, alright. Yeah, go to the left. We'll be fine. Everything's fine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
They locked the
hoping
broom
he might
closet.
find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They locked the broom closet. How about the bathroom? Dang.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Please
Surely
speak
behind this
clearly
door lay
into
all
the
the
receiver.
answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up.
It's time.
But
It's
now
time to
he
speak
would
up.
draw from within
I got
himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Dog. Dog. Not working.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Dog. Bark.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't
Not
mishear
working.
me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Woof.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stanley, move. Stanley, get going.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door.
Ultra
Are you listening
Deluxe.
to me?
No, it's Stanley Parable 2, thank you very much.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Do something.
This is in Unity? That's why it feels weird.
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
It's like Unity, but with like source stuff in it.
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Or narrator, yeah.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Poor guy. Should I try the
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
the bucket with?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Should I try the bucket with the game ending that we did earlier? You think it would change? I think it would. I'm gonna try it.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yeah, this is better
Yes,
than the meeting
Stanley
room.
thought to himself.
See, I knew
Yes,
it.
perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Wait, how do you get down there? There's like a... Maybe it's in that side room.
Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, I didn't. I'm out of here. Come on, bucket.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I'm sorry.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire
No
consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on
I don't know what a bucket
understanding
is, I'm
what
sorry.
is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Ooh. Where are we going? This is just a
Now
bucket.
then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I knew it. They can't trick me.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
No, that's fake. No, that's a fake bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
No, that's definitely a bucket.
Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
I knew it!
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Dang, you got me?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
Everything in the world is a bucket.
What is a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes, you are.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay.
No!
Here we go.
No, 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 no.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news.
Confirmed.
We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Okay, okay.
Who knows what that information might do to a person?
This is true.
All right,
It might mess
here we
someone
go.
up. I love the bucket endings.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after.
Oh, there it goes.
Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket alone. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his... This was not the...
I want to try the ending where you ride the lift up now with
Stanley
the
had
bucket.
felt the bucket calling to him.
That was the
telling him
bucket
that
ending?
the
I don't know
employee
what
lounge
the
was simply
ending
the
is.
place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind.
I don't know what the endings are
bucket
called.
was
I'm
wrong.
sorry. There's like too many new
Stanley
endings.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Not yet.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name.
I
for
got
these
3 out of
things.
6
What
of
about
now.
Mini stands. Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
Stan-
Yes, I think I like that.
Stanlerines.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Okay, I got another one. Oh. Where am I? Bucket? Bucket? Where am I?
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't
What
even
the?
know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense.
This is a very strong
There's
bucket.
no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
It might be that.
I can monetize it.
Uh-oh.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
Uh-oh.
But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
What?
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days?
Bucket!
Centuries? Did something...
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
Your explanation
was
is
simply
right.
the
You
place
might be
to
right.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door.
So the
to go back to the
collectible
meeting
paths
room.
are like different.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room.
Interesting.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Good.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
You
He
can't
was
fall
fully
down here and
convinced
that's an
that the
ending.
bucket had
I'm gonna try
spoken
that
to him,
after.
and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Falling down here is an ending.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Why are you patting me?
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
I'm sorry.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer?
I'm sorry for
or
ruining the
spoken
joke.
quicker?
Oh, man.
Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last?
I'm gonna learn how to be a
How
funny
can it be
streamer,
used to
finally.
effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within
I'm gonna
90
finally be
seconds?
funny.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, In all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name.
I'm Dog.
Next,
D-O-G.
provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's
you are
time
going
to begin
to laugh.
the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18
right now
seconds
while my stream
and
dies.
no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
This is why I don't stream at 1 o'clock, by the way.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow older as a comedian.
Funny? Yeah,
An
you didn't
effective
hear
survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and are very likely to die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What is this alien suddenly?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
What is this alien they're starting to introduce now?
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept.
Very funny.
The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows
why is my
where we'd be
internet
right
dying
now.
so much?
Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.